think the best part is it's not something that you have to have a skill for necessarily right off the bat. You don't have to, oh, I'm good at baseball because I have good hand-eye coordination. Like, even if you're not that coordinated, you can still shoot a gun. You might not hit anything, but it's still a lot of fun. I came here not knowing anyone. I just thought I'd meet people through college and stuff, and then somehow I just fell into this huge group of people who love Nerf, and I'd never really played before I came here, so I think it's a good outlet for me. But the people are like family. They've always been like a family to me, and that's the only way I could ever think of them. Hi Internet, I'm Shannon, and I was the leader of Speed Squad.
Clap.
The first time I met Rob, I didn't know what his name was, and it was in the middle of the campus Humans vs. Zombie event. He was one of the few humans. He was in a full suit with like all these things on. I think it's called a ghillie suit. And I thought it was kind of intense and scary, but I was really glad to have him on our side. And then we got really scared because all the zombies were coming and we knew we were going to die in the game. And he stayed behind and he shot them and he killed so many. And we offered to revive him because we had vials to help him, I guess. And he refused because he liked the way that he died. And I thought that was really badass. And after that, I was like, I got to meet this guy.
How did you get into Nerf? Like, how did you find this crazy hobby?
Well, someone on my floor was dating someone who was really involved in it and was like, hey, you should do this thing. But I was like, no. But then I had people in my classes and they kept being like, no, you should do this. So I finally let one of my friends take me to Walmart and I picked up, God forbid, a Maverick. And I was like, this has like 6 shots, this will be great. And I somehow made it to Wednesday. I have no idea how, mostly luck and people hitting on me to help me. So I made it to Wednesday and I made it to the mission and I met Ninja Squad and I didn't want to leave and I didn't want to turn. So I just threw my entire heart into it so I could live as a human.
You have some girlfriends that don't participate, and what do they think about you coming over to this 30-year-old guy's house and playing Nerf?
Well, I don't really have very many female friends, unfortunately, but that kind of comes with the territory of hanging out with guys all the time and constantly being covered in mud. But the few that I have, most of them live back in Pennsylvania. Describing Rob is very difficult sometimes. They're like, well, how'd you meet him? I was like, well, on campus. They're like, so he goes there. I'm like, no, he's an alumni. How old is he? Almost 30. I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't seem to matter to me, like the age or the fact that he's not on campus or anything like that, because it's all just about people. And he's part of the group. He's part of the family that we seem to have created here. And I really don't care what they think, honestly. I can tell the story where I met Ninja Squad. It was 2012 fall, and I was in my lecture hall, and I saw 3 zombies in my class, and I was like, I can't do this. I have a Maverick. So I walk out of my classroom, and I go around the corner, and the first person I run into is the OZ Chad Holmes. Well, I met Nick earlier in the week, and he said, if you need any help, call me. And I just run, and I ran to the 4th floor, and I got under a desk, and I called Nick and I was like, they're here, they're all here. And he's like, go count. And so I looked over the edge and there were zombies coming up both sides of the staircases. You could just watch them all run. And then I got a call from them. They're like, come down the elevator. I came down and it was just a group of guys just all completely loaded out. And I was like, who are these? And they're like, we're Ninja Squad and we're gonna save you. We have a car out back. And I was like, this is not real life. But it was. And they had, I kid you not, a van, an actual van, like I'm in like James Bond or something waiting. We all jumped in and we went back to one of their houses, and I don't know what I really thought of them at that point. Mostly I was just impressed and a little weirded out, but mostly impressed.
You a little nervous?
A little.
You're a badass and you don't really care, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like, I did dance for 12 years, so I'm used to being like on the stage. I'm just not used to having to talk. It's more like... Well, my parents thought Nerf was stupid, I think. They didn't really understand why I was doing it, I would say. They thought that it was like more gonna be a phase, and then it kept going. And they're like, oh, so you're really into this? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, okay, that's cool. It's not something I think they could understand as much. My sister is a college cheerleader. That's something that's a little more wrap your head around. Nerf, a little weirder, but I like the strange stuff. And my parents ended up really liking Nerf, or at least my dad does. I don't really know if my mom likes it that much, but my dad took some of Rob's videos that he made and put them on his computer and downloaded them in case they ever got deleted, and he like watches them to watch me play Nerf. They're cooler about it than I think. I think that at first they were a little shocked and like weirded out, but in the end they think Nerf is pretty cool. I still haven't convinced them to play with me or my sister, but I'm working on it, so.
Talk about Thunder Ranch a little bit. Tell me what you love about Thunder Ranch. First off, what is Thunder Ranch?
Oh, Thunder Ranch? Well, Thunder Ranch is this spit of land in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, that Rob somehow found. I have no idea how. And we decided it would be a good idea to turn it into, at first we thought, a Nerf course. But the grass grows so fast that we ended up making it into an airsoft course. So it's 3.2 acres, and most of it is open grassland. But there's a line of trees coming down the side when you walk towards it, and we're making it into different sections for airsoft. And we play most of the same games that we kind of do out here, a lot of medics, but we also do one-on-one games, just because it's such a large area compared to Thunderdome, which is so tightly packed. Like, it's more, I don't know, it's more of a combat feel than just like a fun thing, and I really like it. When I started, I think there were probably 2 other girls in the club. Now it's almost 50-50. If there's any legacy I'd like to leave, it would be one of inclusion. I think it's great. I think girls kick more ass than guys. They get some of the most, probably the most passionate players I know are girls. I know 2 of our major squads are led by girls. I know that girls can be just as good at Nerf as guys can. If you're not looking for a sorority or something, all girls, or you're not really into the whole church thing, this is just a good alternative. I am no good with like a softball. So it was either this or like some sort of craft club. And I think I chose right because this is my favorite craft. Warcraft. I'm like not very good at videos. 3, 2, 1! No! Oh, I'm down! Okay, I'm gonna stay here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shannon, you're up.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, did somebody just...
Oh, good. Thank you. Oh my god.
Wait, I'm kidding. Stop again. I'm sorry.
Nice run.
Down.
Yeah, can you grab this tripod from Mike? Is it, do you need it?
Oh, that's a tripod.
Yeah. What? Can you grab this tripod? Oh, I got it.
I was not digging down.
Coming up.
Down.
I'm down already.
Up, down.
Gotcha.
Down.
I said I'm down.
Down, down.
Gotcha.
Down. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank God.
Down.
Get her out of here. Shagger. Oh, you're on our team. Damn it.
Team.
I'm so used to you not being on our team. Get her out of here.
The
Force.
That was totally worth it. Just gonna say. Up, down, down.
Go.
Thank you.
You're not on my Shannon. Good run.
Up. Thank you. Cody, you're down.
Jimmy?
Yeah. Here.
Nope.
Oh! Woo, that's scary. Thank you.
I'm out right here. That's great. I'm out.
Up. Watch out. Down. Yeah, come right now, bitch. You bailed for my team.
I didn't have a choice.
Shoot me!
Don't send her home. Don't send her home.
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Don't send her home. Wait, what? Really? What?
He's right here. I'll shoot him.
Fucking don't send her home.
What? I'm down. Oh, sweet! What's going on?
I'm sending you home.
I already got shot in the back. Oh, you sent me home?
Yes.
Okay.
Get me!
Dan. Oh, you down?
Is that it? Dan's alive. You have any medic? Dan!
Are you medic? Yeah. Come get me. Oh, we still have
Get him on, get him on, get him on. Give me up a medic. No, much down.
Sit down. You're not down.
Shit.
This isn't firing. You're down. I do not have a weapon.
I'm down. Let's game. Game. Dude. Okay, that was
That's what I'm talking about.
like guns.
We don't need guns in here. I usually just carry Band-Aids and gauze and tape. I haven't had to use that too much, but when I have, man, the blood.